Am I learning by giving up sugar? It's not simple, that's for sure. Let me tell you. Everywhere I look, there's some sugar in something. But I've been very successful and it's not wanting to eat sugar, but boy, howdy, it's different when you're used to eating your toast with a little bit of preserves on it when you have breakfast. So let me tell you, that was a big challenge. I didn't seem to like the toast so much as when I put preserves on it. And not having a piece of chocolate in the afternoon, oh my God. But I have to tell you, so far, the challenge, I've been challenged, frankly, because my dog has been sick. This is MC of Healthy by George. I come each week to share all things about health and well-being as we get older. Please subscribe. I'd love to see you here. It would make me feel so happy to know that you're going on this journey with me. I've never craved sugar so much as when my dog was sick this past weekend. All of a sudden, his one little eye that remains was hurting, and I had no idea. And everything in me wanted to make sure that we preserved his one little eye that was remaining. So I ran to the vet on Sunday, got some medicine, ran to the eye vet on Monday, got more confirmation of exactly what was going on. He has a superficial on the cornea due to some kind of a crystal that's formed as you get older in the cornea. I have no idea. This is new to me. So talk about stress. Man, I wanted to have some chocolate so bad, but I'm committed to this 90 days and I'm at day 10. So I have 80 more days. And I really do want to keep going and keep investigating where sugar creeps up. I was looking at some of the things that I eat in the past, like a raisin bran muffin, which I really do enjoy. But guess what? Got a lot of sugar. Those raisins, man. So that's out the window. I'm having to really evaluate, what am I really going to give up? And I know right now it's processed sweets that are pure processed sugar. So those are off the table. But if I want to make something like with dates or with fruit, so I'm going to make up preserves for myself, like these blueberry preserves, and I'm just not going to add any sugar. I'm just going to stew them with a little lemon juice because the blueberries I have are super sweet. So I'm going to see how that goes. I am also going to buy more fruit, watermelon, some cherries. I think that's going to be very satisfying. If I want to, I'll make a banana date bread using banana and dates to sweeten it instead of any kind of sugar, like cane sugar, even the coconut sugar. I'm not going to be adding that. I really want to work on fruits that are the source of sugar because, like I spoke in the last episode, fiber is king. It helps a lot in feeling satisfied, just your gut in general. So I am definitely looking at how I can have fruits that are high in fiber. Berries are there, dates have fiber. Bananas are very high in sugar. If I'm having banana, it's banana breads with good healthy fats. And that I think is going to be okay. And I can add some walnuts or almonds or something that gives it more protein in it. But yeah, I have to tell you, it is very interesting to see how much I rely on sugar to make me feel a little more satisfied daily, to have something, a little sweet something in the afternoon, like a piece of chocolate. That's been a bad habit. I want to say bad. It's just not probably the best choice. So can I shift that? And in the future, maybe it's something where I have more fruit. But this giving up sugar, processed sugar for the next 80 days, I've gotten 10 under my belt. It definitely does heighten your awareness about how much sugar is in everything. Even when I'm looking at yogurts where I had the zero Chobani yogurt, zero sugar, So it's really zero added sugar, but there are still sugars found in the milk fat, in the milk itself that makes the Greek yogurt. That's what really is phenomenal is that you start to see things that have natural sugars in them. Even though I'm having Chobani, it says zero sugars, but the truth is it still has the sugar from the milk product. But it does have 12 grams of protein, which is great. And I'm learning more and more what I have to look for, even when you're eating things that have tomatoes in them. You have to look at sugars. Breads have sugars in them. Even the Ezekiel breads have sugar in them. I was really proud of myself today when I looked at the sugar content for the day. I was able to stay under 10 grams of sugar, and I had high protein, 118 grams. My carbs were around 150, not too bad. I feel satisfied with what I ate, and that's really key. But I have to say, not having a little something like a fruit or something that I can have, and I think it's more of a mental thing than it is an actual craving. I think it became a big habit to have sugar. I'd love to hear about your thoughts and ideas about what you're doing as far as sugar is concerned. But you really start to look at packages and understand how much sugar is in everything. Even when I was purchasing mayo today, there is sugar in mayonnaise when really mayonnaise shouldn't have any sugar in it. If you were really making just mayonnaise, you don't need to have any sugar. It's just oil and eggs typically, right? That's really what's in mayonnaise is that you take olive oil or some oil and you blend it really fast with eggs. There shouldn't be any sugar in mayo, right? I definitely am using this as an opportunity to understand how sugar is just everywhere. So that's been, I think, very interesting. And I will continue for the next 80 days. But I know that after these 90 days are over with, I cannot give up chocolate forever. I like chocolate too much and I like ice cream too much. But I think even when I was looking at some of the low sugar ice creams, like Rebel ice cream, and there's this other one that's called, and it has very little sugar. I was looking at that too today as some possibilities because it's summer and who doesn't want to eat some ice cream during the summer? I like ice cream during the summer. What can I say? But there are some choices when you look at the ice creams out there. Rebel, it has some possibilities. There's also this mixed Swedish style. It has low sugar, 1 gram per serving of sugar. That's very interesting. The ingredients are they use erythritol and allulose, and they're not using any really processed sugars. So that's good. And xylitol and monk fruit extract. So they're using a lot of the kind of other sugar choices that you can have. So I'm thinking of trying those so that I can see how those are in the Nick ice cream. In the Rebel ice cream, it has, as far as a sugar product, what does it have in it? They say no sugar in Rebel ice cream. It has erythritol, it has monk fruit, milk protein isolate. I think that might have some kind of hidden sugar, lactase enzyme. And I think the key is if it's less than 1 gram, they don't report it. They don't put it down. In some ways, this is a good thing. It's 210 calories. It has 3 grams of fiber, these Rebel ice creams, and zero sugar because they're using erythritol and the monk fruit. I think as I keep more consciousness about sugar and limiting sugar, because frankly, what we know is sugar, it drives higher inflammation in my body and in my joints. So, can I reduce the inflammation that's going on in my body? I want to, but can I really give up sugar entirely? Probably not in the future. I probably won't go back to having chocolate every day. Maybe what I'll do is I'll pick something and maybe have it twice a week or so. But I want to see what happens after this whole 90 days. How am I going to feel? Is this really going to help me in the long run when it comes to feeling healthier, having more energy? I do feel like I have more energy. That's new. So I hope that you are investigating what sugar levels you have in your diet, because I think increasing our awareness about where are the hidden sugars is a very important element of our diet. And when we start to see how much sugar is in stuff, frankly, when I look at any of the things like at Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks, even some of the things they've come out where they've added protein, look, there's still sugar. I even had a protein shake at Playa bowls where they have those acai bowls and they market them as so full of nutrients and healthy for you. Oh my God. Some of them have 35, 45 grams of sugar. That's too much. So that's a big sugar hit. Sure, there's some health components to it, but it's a ton of sugar. So you really have to think smart when it comes to those kinds of things. Even drinking some of those juices, if it's not a high vegetable juice, cucumbers and parsley and greens, kale, and things like that, and you add a fruit to it, then it's maybe not so bad. Maybe it's under 20 grams. But if you start adding a couple of fruits into a smoothie of some kind, you've got 30 grams of sugar in that one drink. I'm not sure that's the best choice. I know it's not the best choice for me, but everyone's different. That's the truth. But you need to figure out what works for you, just as I'm navigating what works for me when it comes to sugar. So we all have to understand how sugar, while it's necessary for our bodies, we need to really understand the best form for it to come into our bodies. And maybe if it's got healthy fats with it versus just pure sugar and a protein, that's not the way to go. So be well, my friends. So thank you so much for joining me at Healthy by George. I hope you found the information inspiring and that it encourages you on your wellness journey. Because remember, your body, your well-being are a most precious gift, and every tiny action taken daily can make a huge difference. I hope the information here is educational purposes and is not meant to replace your medical care. See your doctor and talk about what works for you. If you enjoyed today's content, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Your support means the world to me, and it helps me continuing creating content that inspires and empowers you to live your best life. Goodbye for now, and join me again at the next Healthy by George.